Many studies have shown that our ancient ancestors were vegetarian. In fact, it is known that the human body is not suited for eating blood, meat, and starch. From this slide, we realize that from the beginning of recorded history, we can see that vegetables have been the natural food of human beings. Early Greek and Hebrew myths all spoke of people originally eating fruit. Ancient Egyptian priests never ate meat. Go to this website and look at that. This is what Pythagoras, who spent 22 years in ancient Africa learning and studying, said. For as long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. For as long as men massacre animals, they will kill each other. Indeed, he who sows the seeds of murder and pain cannot reap joy and love. This is what I said by Pythagoras, a student of ancient Africa. These are the teachers that taught him. Clearly, the evidence is that by the time we arrive in Hamid, our ancestors were eating many foods. But there is proof that the priesthood was largely vegetarian for a purpose. This spiritual rabbi, L.M. Tumizulu of Committee Hebrew Ethics, Marifa Development Organization presentation, What a Daily Vegan Meal Will Do to You. Have you ever seriously considered the purpose why they engage in billion-dollar efforts to biochemically alter and genetically alter all foods, water, and the earth using so-called scientists' patents, agro laws, research, which all at the end of the day borders on deliberate poisoning and cruelty? Why? What about meat-free alternatives? Many vegetarians and vegans adopt these. And we quote from this article about fake meat. Go to this website to read more and the details. All lab-grown meat so far requires a product called fetal bovine serum. What is fetal bovine serum? Why does it exist? Where does it come from? What else is it used for? It turns out that fetal bovine serum is a somewhat common product and one that we have to thank for many medical innovation. Is a byproduct made from the blood of cow fetuses. If a cow coming for slaughter happens to be pregnant, the cow is slaughtered and bled, and then the fetus is removed from its mother and brought into a blood collection room. This is worthy checking out. If one is still using meat-free products, you have to know all about this. When anyone seriously thinks about the real motive of all these scientific, especially genetically modified organism alterations of natural food, one is eventually prompted to work out of the subtle consciousness tampering and they use nutritional knowledge to alter one's eating habits. Maybe become a vegan, a fruitarian, or a breatharian. What is a breatharian? A breatharian is, in simple terms, a fasting process whereby one doesn't necessarily need water or food to live. Of course, this has to be done through training, because no one can live without water, for the fact that if we were to remove all traces of water from this planet, all life in this planet would cease to exist. And so we need to study this and to go in detail about a regular fasting and a breatharian and ability to breathe really deep and get in air. Perhaps surviving dominated in a life with air and sunshine, like our ancestor here, who depicted the sun as providing life and also as the air, which is ether, which they prohibit anybody from studying. What is food? Which food habits did we adopt from major great civilizations? And are they harmful? What did the original human ancestor eat? Can we be able to deal with the most difficult question today when it comes to food? The question is, what is the original, correct, and the natural diet for human beings? Was it fruitarian, vegan, or something else? We know definitely that the oldest human beings to live on the earth is discovered. It was a vast African tribes scattered all over the earth. Bantus, we call them. What did the first ancestor eat? To discover that, we must ask, where did fire come from? Was it given by the creator or discovered by humans? Fire and cooking have a beginning. Where was fire discovered? Latest research on fire tells us that 1 million years after humans have been on the earth, they finally tamed fire and started to use it for cooking. Prior to fire, our ancestors probably were very healthy, eating raw, vegan, and fruits. Now, let us answer the question of what is food. This is one of the Wonder Cave in South Africa, where scientists have found evidence of human ancestors using fire in this cave about 1 million years ago. There are mysteries and myths about Prometheus and fire, but this is the scientific position at the moment. Let us look at what is food and then propose what our original ancestors ate using a very obvious rule of thumb. Food is defined as any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink in order to maintain and sustain life and growth. Original humans did not eat anything. Our original ancestors did not eat or drink to live. Therefore, they were breatharians. That's much more probable, and that's much more possible once you understand that humans were bodies of light. This state is not to be desired without a transitional process. You can't say, I will not eat, you will die. That involves serious habit modifications. Preparing a healthy vegan breakfast must include a recipe without milk, eggs, and other animal products, which a lot of human beings are dependent and habitually tagged to. There are some delicious and easy vegan meals for dinner and lunch, like this, which is shown here. Hope you love them. For more ideas on vegan diet and nutrition, visit our website, wealthnik.com. We know that ancient ancestors in Egypt fasted. From this publicity.com hashtag Breatharian, we know and learn that the ancient Egyptians fasted and purged on a monthly basis in order to cleanse their bodies, believing that all illness emanated from the food they put in their systems. When the ancient Greek philosopher Herodotus wrote of the Egyptians, he described them as the healthiest of all men on the earth. Non-GMOs, whole black wild rice, and a lot of vegetables, and vegans, a copious amount of water, some berries sweetened with stevia, and other natural vegan dieting daily, which have got awesome tastes. These are transitional steps or cleansing steps or body maintenance steps that will give you longevity, happiness, and a clear, straightforward, unclogged mind. These are the steps or proposed dietary options that we have on earth today. You can see that is omnivore, who eats pretty much everything, including meat, dairy, wheat, sugar, gluten, junk food, fizzy drinks, vegetable variety of most everything. Then you got a vegetarian who eat vegetables and sometimes eat fish, dairy, and eggs, and they don't eat blood or meat. Then you have got vegans who are conscious of what they eat and they don't eat anything from an animal. Some eat maybe tofu, but they are conscious of what they eat. They are raw vegans who eat 75% to 100% raw, and they do not eat animal products or sugar or wheat. They eat all types of vegetables and fruits, nuts and seeds, sprouted beans and grains. And then you got fruitarian. They don't eat grains. They just eat fruits. And the diet consists of fruit. Sometimes they eat the nuts and the seeds. They do not eat animal products or vegetables or grains. These are fruitarians. Then you got others called monofruitarians. They eat just one fruit. For example, they just eat banana 1 week, or then next week they eat oranges. Then you've got liquidarians, where people live off only on liquids, either juices or plain water. And then after you go all through these, you get the breatharians, whose aim is that they do not eat any physical food, and they live entirely on pure energy, sunlight, as I have shown on that image about Akhenaton and the sun. This is not starvation, and this should not be tempted without guidance. You can go to this website, go to this Pinterest, and look at this and consider this very seriously, because this also depicts something that we are going to demonstrate now. Hey, this is the challenge. Take a challenge and do the following in the next 21 days. Make a conscious effort to reduce and eliminate the food that you are eating now, whether it's animal products or vegetable. Try to eliminate that and research on the best food that you can eat and see what happens to your body. So what will a vegan diet do? A vegan diet will give you a healthful lifestyle, a transitional lifestyle that puts you on the pedestal of longevity. And there's evidence that plant-based vegan meals give a clear mucusless life. But is that all? What will a daily vegan meal really do? Before we go there, consider this comparative anatomy in mammalian species. A human being doesn't have teeth like this. A carnivore is an omnivore, a little bit smaller teeth to tear meat. This is a herbivore, no canines. This is a frugivore. It's a human being. And then straightforward, this is what a human is, the best that you can ever have. In conclusion, therefore, do you realize that food is the key ingredient in maintaining the line of direct separation of the soul and the flesh? As long as we desire to continue to grow spiritually, we deliberately must aim at raising our vibration. This is where food, specifically avoidance of blood and your totem, becomes something to you, and you must evaluate this very seriously. It is time to evaluate this matter seriously. Since food has a direct effect on our spiritual progression, it locks down our vibration or unlocks our progress. A vegan diet will push you up, and a vegan dieting will start your day with a boost and push you into consciousness, not down into dense matter and material. We are not meant in a spiritual sense to kill anything with blood, eyes, and children and a community, or take the life of another sentient being and eat it. We have deliberately been misled to believe that we can eat the meat of another sentient being and that it provides what we need to live. Nothing is further from the truth. A vegan diet is a great step in this journey. To ascend, food may keep you vibrationally in the third dimension. For you to connect to the universe, to go from this level, you need to know the laws of creation and Mahati, and food is one of the greatest laws of creation. And then you need to ascend by thought and knowledge and practice to engage with the netters who are directly connected with the Creator, and the netters are a force field that graduated from the third dimension or visited the third dimension. This diagram, once you understand this, much of what Marifado teaches and Hamiti Hebrew ethics teaches becomes very clear. The universe, the Creator does not live in the universe. The laws of creation interact with the universe, and the laws of Mahati are part and parcel of the laws of creation. This is Priest Rabbi L.M. Tumizulu of Marifado Development Organization. Time to rebuild. Join us today, and let us consider this issue of food very seriously. Thank you. Tatenda Siabonga. Have a good eating habit.